Hi, this is Ken from Homebrew Audio. I have been recording voiceovers and music and talking head videos and podcasts, all kinds of things, in this very room. This is a converted bedroom in my house for about the last 10 years. And in all of that time, I never had any kind of acoustic treatment on the walls. I just sort of developed some techniques to battle all the time the crazy, horrible, reverby, echoey sound that bedrooms will impart to your audio. So I was able to develop some techniques to minimize those bad room sounds without having any acoustic treatment on the walls. But those techniques, although they did help a lot, never fully got rid of the room sound. And I even tried different other solutions like baffles, things that go around the back of the microphone, sticking myself in a closet, which that by itself did not work, by the way. It sounded terrible in there. It sounded much better when I hung a bunch of coats and thick garments inside there. But wow, talk about not practical, having to go inside the closet every time I wanted to record something. My wife and I found out about the Acoustic Fields acoustic foam. You see two of the panels right behind me on the walls here. We put some of this stuff on the wall at about the same spacing as you see there. Stuff's really lightweight, by the way. It's you could glue it up or use tacks. These things are tacked up right now, thumbtacks. That's how lightweight they are. I was a little skeptical because they didn't look like much. Most of the commercial acoustic foam products on the market, they look, all fancy and have little cuts and all kinds of weird fancy looking things in them. These things didn't look fancy at all. They're just plain looking floppy foam. And so I wasn't sure what to expect, but we put these things up on the walls and we were stunned. My wife and I, she's a fellow singer and voiceover artist, and we were absolutely blown away. Not only did it knock the room sound completely away, all of the bad sound, that reverby stuff that I talked about was gone. I mean, completely gone. It also, excuse me, it also seemed to add a sort of, I don't know, a nuance or make our voice even sound better than it ever had before. And really, I think what it was doing was it was allowing us to hear more naturally what our voice should have sounded like. But we're both really big believers in doing thorough testing. So we set up several tests with no foam on the walls. And then we did the same audio recording with foam put on the walls and tested that. And there was no point in doing a blind test there. The difference was so obvious that you didn't even need to listen. But what we did then was we compared the effect of the Acoustic Fields foam on the wall against some of the other solutions that you can get on the market. There's some foam baffles that you can stick right over the top. That's something that looks like this. You can actually stick over the top of your microphone. They've got baffles that go behind the microphone. There are different kind of foam boxes that you can put the microphone in. We did thorough testing against all of that, blind testing, so that the person listening didn't know what version of the audio that they were actually listening to. And without fail, we all chose the audio that was recorded with the foam, with the Acoustic Fields foam on the wall, as by far the best. The others, none of the other solutions got rid of the bad reverby, echoey room sound. And some of those other solutions made the audio sound a lot worse, which of course is a bad thing. So we could not be happier. Now we can use this room. We can actually use the space that's in here without having to worry about all of the terrible echoey room sound. No more going into closets or setting up big, heavy, bulky extra things around the microphones. And one other really unexpected but fantastic benefit was that I could use the Omni setting on my microphone. I've got a Rode NT2A microphone right here that is my primary vocal mic. And the setting that I normally use on there is a cardioid setting. And most microphones are already cardioid setting, but that helps to reduce the room sound if you don't have any foam. The problem is that when you use cardioid and you get up close, which is another thing you have to do if you don't have any acoustic treatment and you want to minimize room sound, is that it gives you really bad P-pops in your recording. And after you're done recording, it may sound good, but for the P-pops and the Bs and just a lot of low frequency little explosions in the audio had to be edited out. That is an extremely time-consuming process, and I don't have to do that anymore. That is so awesome, because now I can record the audio and have it be right and good the first time without having to go in and fix somewhat flawed audio after the fact, which is awesome. And now I can also use the Omni setting on my Rode microphone, which is also fantastic because it does not lend itself to giving the plosive, to recording plosives and P-pops as much as a cardioid setting. The trouble is, if you don't have any acoustic treatment in your room, the Omni setting is pretty much out because it just makes the room sound problem worse. But with the acoustic foam up, we recorded several voiceovers using the Omni setting on the microphone, and there were no P-pops, none, nothing that had to be edited out. It sounded fantastic. That also gives us the option of recording small vocal groups in here that can surround the microphone. We can also do podcasts with 2 different people, one on either side of the microphone, and all other kinds of options are opened up now that we can use that Omni setting and the figure 8 setting as well. So just any number of benefits from using this foam. This is probably the best investment that I have made in this studio in my life. And we've been using this specific room for about the last 10 years, and I've always recorded everything in a bedroom similar to this without acoustic treatment. And this is just an amazing find. The acoustic foam, these are the 2-inch pieces of foam from Acoustic Fields. So I highly recommend, if you don't have any acoustic treatment yet, this is the way to go.